Okay, you're back with us in Republica. Mr. Ambassador, in terms of songs, culture, how would you introduce your country to the Philippines? I mean, your culture, your songs, how is that?
Well, Botswana has a unique song and dance of its own.
Okay, separate from other
Separate.
African states.
Well,
Yeah.
I think within the region, we tend to have some similarities,
yes.
but within
but
the
you
region,
are unique.
absolutely.
Also, yes.
We have what we call traditional dance in
Yes.
Botswana, which is very popular.
Okay.
I'm not good at it, so I won't show you
Okay.
any moves.
Yes, yes.
But we are also very choral as a
Choral,
nation.
yes.
There's a lot of choral music that Botswana are fond of. We have choirs around Christmas, choirs around weddings, choirs around any celebration,
Okay.
even choirs around funerals.
Okay.
We are very song and dance, very much song and dance people.
Okay.
And so you said earlier on about the Philippines being people who smile, who are easy to get
Yes,
along
yes,
with.
yes.
Same thing for Botswana. Our culture, we are a very traditional, very laid-back people.
Okay.
The way that we are is that I teach my children how to behave within the family,
Okay.
outside of the house,
Uh-huh.
within the community, and the community belongs together. Your child is my child, even if I have never met you. Any child in the village is my child. And that is how we keep our community together. This is the culture that we of course now with modern thinking and trends,
Yes.
we may be losing some of that.
Yes.
But it's something that we are proud of and that I think we should keep.
In terms of religion, what are the common religions that is in your country?
I think it's fair to say that the vast majority of our people are Christians.
Okay.
Christianity is very big
Yes.
in Botswana,
Uh-huh.
but we also have other religions. Even we have Islam.
Okay.
To be honest, those are the two religions that I can think of, Mr. Chairman.
Uh-huh.
We have, of course, like any community in Africa, we also have traditional beliefs.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Of
And-
course.
and,
Like
this is
we
part of
do.
our culture. We
Yeah,
do
yes. Uh-huh.
we do certain things
Everybody
around certain
started
events. That's right.
Uh-huh.
That's right. Yeah.
Aside from gemstones and other areas, are you looking to add to expanding the areas where Botswana can
Yeah, I think our coming here, it's really a strategy emanating from what is it that we have as challenges to our economy back in Botswana, and we're seeking to address a number of things. We're looking to diversify the economy from
Yes.
dependence in the mineral sector.
Yeah.
We're looking to employment creation,
Okay.
and thirdly, we're looking.
how about manufacturing?
Yeah, manufacturing will come in as a way of addressing these challenges. But the challenges are, as I've mentioned, and poverty eradication. So coming out with the whole strategy of investment promotion and inward development of business is to try and address those national challenges. And therefore we're looking to come in with a bouquet of products and services that we believe offer opportunity over and above the mineral sector, the tourism sector. There is a financial services, there is information communications technologies, there is a lot of business processing. So we are coming here with a number of sectors that we will be presenting on to say this is where the opportunity lies. And I believe within Philippines we will find those of your investors that are into commodities trading, that are into minerals and resources, that are into power generation, and we've got abundance of coal and other things. So I think it will facilitate those sectors, food processing and canning. Those are the areas that we will be looking at and making sure that there could be an element of cooperation.
How about exchanges? Are we looking at educational exchanges between teachers, students, cultural exchanges? How do you see this?
It is a big opportunity, and I think it's one of the things that we touched on this morning when we were at the Foreign Affairs Ministry, that there will be quite willing to assist in those type of exchanges, because we have identified that in terms of the hospitality sector,
Yes.
Healthcare sector, education, agriculture. We touched a number of areas that we know you are doing quite well in those sectors, and I believe there is room to exchange where you can become a trainer of trainers. We could do exchange programs,
Yes.
and we could also look at investing in those particular sectors in Botswana so that we develop our own people.
Is your population, how is your population? Generally young? Or in some, like in European countries, you have already an aging population, but
Yeah.
your country is basically mostly young people.
More than 60% below the age of 40.
Wow.
Very young population.
Yes, yes.
And well educated,
Okay.
and certainly trainable in terms of specific skills that you may require. And may I add also that the other big advantage that we have in terms of our relationship with the Philippines and the potential that we can grow out of this start is the language. The fact that we both sides
Yes.
speak English, and therefore if I send a group of people here to study in a particular field,
Yeah.
they don't have to struggle because they can fit in just like that without having to go through a year or whatever length of time trying to master the language.
Or they can come here for schooling also. For
Absolutely.
Doctors
Absolutely.
and whatever, nursing.
Indeed, indeed.
Yeah, yeah.
Indeed, indeed.
How are the hospitals, and how is the healthcare in your country?
Like in any place, there's a lot of room for improvement,
Okay.
but we are doing fine. We have a universal coverage in terms of health care
Yes.
to the population.
Uh-huh.
But when you are a developing country, you always have challenges of quality,
Okay.
sometimes overcrowding, sometimes understaffing.
Uh-huh.
So these are challenges that we still have,
Uh-huh.
and that is why we have to continue to look for ways that we can collaborate with a country like the Philippines. If you have a population of 98 million people
Yes.
and a stable health care, a stable education system, there must be something you are doing right. And we would like to benchmark and learn from that.
But you know, when you have a population such as yours and such a huge country, and an earning such as that, my goodness, you have a great potential, for the benefits,
It's true.
You
It's true,
A
but-
small population has its
but-
advantages.
But that's why we always say, you can't eat the money you
Also,
generate.
yeah,
So the whole strategy will be to take that revenue and create sustainable industries that will look after the population that comes far into the future. And I think the challenges are far less, but I think as we also do mention, we do recognize that the leading industry being the mineral sector is not a great generator of jobs because it's capital intensive.
Yes.
And therefore we have to look at sustainable industries that can create sustainable jobs, because our view is very simple. If people have a way of meeting their livelihood, then you have a happy people, and a happy people means you can think more seriously about the future.
I hope you don't mind me my asking you, like, for example, in Brunei, small population, the government takes care of schooling, they take care of the healthcare, they take care, I don't know about the story about they even give free cars to some of its own citizens because they have a very small population. With your population and your earning, being a citizen of your country might have a lot of fringe benefits.
Well, as I said earlier, Eric, we provide free education, virtually free health care.
Yeah,
We provide subsidies
yeah.
to many of our citizens in many areas, in the economy even,
Yes, yes.
to get into business and so forth.
Uh-huh.
However, the difference between us and Brunei
Mhm.
is that a smaller population as we have a large country. So the cost
Yeah.
of putting down infrastructure
Uh-huh.
is very high. If you think of building a road in a stretch of 1,500 kilometers across the country,
Yeah.
it is not the same as building a 300-kilometer road,
Yeah.
and you are already from one end of the country to the other.
Yeah.
So the smallness of the population, together with the size of the country,
Uh-huh.
come with their own challenges.
And
Are there plans of greening the entire country? Because the technology is there to do it. It's a bit expensive, but it is there. And can you imagine the potential of your big part of your country, greening?
It is there, but I think to add on to what the ambassador was saying,
Yeah.
I think the way we approach that subject is mainly to look at our history.
Okay.
That prior to the diamond being discovered,
Yeah.
we had nothing. And probably everybody had said, you know what, there is nothing to gain out of this poor, dusty country.
Like the Middle East before.
Yeah, let's just move away and leave them to fend for themselves.
Yes.
And fend for ourselves we did. So we then discovered the minerals. But I think the message was there that this is not manna from heaven, where you can then turn around
Just
and
exhaust
say,
it all,
yeah, here is a population, we can afford to dish the money around, to dish the diamonds around and all that. I think it was a discovery that you were saying, you know what, let us now exercise proper fiscal management and ensure the discipline that is there for the future generations that are going to come.
Then.
Yeah, and therefore that has built the foundation that current Botswana is based on. And I think that's where nobody looks at that and say, we've got a very good cushion here, we've got foreign reserves that can cover us during the rainy days. We're always looking forward in terms of how do we grow this, how do we make it secure, because diamonds are not forever. And therefore the challenge is always there.
Like a movie.
And the move is always to look for alternatives and to grow even more stronger.
The mining industry, is it, you have national corporations, or you have also international corporations that have joined in as far as mining is concerned?
Yes, what we've got a very strong and long relationship with De Beers and the Botswana government, which is an equal partnership in the mineral sector, especially diamonds. And in terms of the benefit, Botswana has really benefited a lot out of that, and so is De Beers. But what we have done is to make sure that our benefits, either in the form of dividends, in the form of royalties, in the form of taxation coming out of this, is really well looked after. In terms of pound for pound, yes, we do get more out of that relationship because we do have royalties and taxes and other things over and above the equal shareholding. But it is a relationship that is working for both parties and it's done very well. Over and above that, we've created a room for other private entities to come through. So there are a lot of people out there that are into prospecting. That others have reached the mining phase of their development, and we are in an open economy, and therefore people are welcome, and those that are there can attest to that.
I'll be remiss in my job if I don't ask you this. What areas can you come in and invest some of your country's money into my economy? They'll have to ask. I have to ask you that also. Yeah.
I'm sure for us, really, there are businesses that will be looking to grow out of Botswana. The export market for our various export products will be one area, as the ambassador has said, that you've got a bigger market here. So our mandate as a BITC is not only in terms of foreign direct investment into Botswana, it's also in terms of export development out of Botswana to other markets. And therefore that is one area that we'll be looking to cultivate. And I'm sure if we could reach cooperation in terms of other sectors, that we will make sure by the time we leave here, we have zoned in on those specific ones.
How about a jewelry store here right here in Makati? I think
not a very bad idea, especially for Botswana branded diamonds.
Precisely, that's what I'm sure you'll have a lot.